The sun climbed over the harbor. Its light touched the tall masts first. Ships were arriving with the tide. Sailors shouted from the decks. A new day began in the port city. It was the smell of adventure and of commerce. They came from Britain and the West Indies. Smaller fishing boats also filled the harbor. The docks were a constant scene of motion. Down on the wharves, labor was hard. Stern-faced customs officers watched everything. This was where the New World met the Old. Cobblestone streets twisted through the city. Houses stood shoulder to shoulder. Many were built from timber frames. Their wooden sidings were often painted. Some grander homes were made of brick. Daily life spilled out onto these streets. People walked briskly to their work. Horse-drawn carts rumbled over the stones. It was the familiar rhythm of urban life. The city's market was a busy center. Farmers arrived early with fresh produce. Their stalls overflowed with fruit and vegetables. Butchers displayed cuts of meat. Bakers offered freshly baked bread. Imported goods were also for sale. Fine cloth, metal tools, and exotic spices. Housewives inspected goods and bartered for fair prices. The market was more than just a place to shop. It was a vital social gathering point. Artisans' workshops were dotted throughout the town. The blacksmith's fire glowed fiercely. The clang of his hammer was a constant sound. He skillfully shaped horseshoes and tools from hot iron. Coopers were busy making barrels. These were essential for storing and shipping goods. Shipwrights worked near the docks repairing vessels. Their skills kept the port city thriving. They were the backbone of its economy. The town crier walked the streets. He shouted out the latest news and official notices. His loud voice carried above the daily hum. Children played games in the narrow alleyways. Their laughter often filled the air. Dogs barked at passing carts and strangers. Life was vibrant, noisy, and full of energy. People went about their daily routines. Yet, an undercurrent of unease was growing. Whispers of change were starting to be heard by all. In the city's many taverns, men gathered. They warmed themselves by the fire. They drank mugs of ale or rum, and they talked about the day's events. Increasingly, their talk turned to politics. New taxes imposed by far-off Britain. The Stamp Act had caused great anger. The cry, "No taxation without representation," grew louder. It was heard in workshops and on wharves. This was a shared grievance. Merchants, too, felt the tightening grip. New trade regulations were complex. They often seemed unfair and restrictive. Duties on imported goods cut into profits. Some goods could only be bought from Britain. This stifled trade with other nations. Smuggling became a tempting alternative for some. It was a dangerous, illegal business, but it felt like a way to fight back, to survive under what many saw as tyranny. Ordinary families felt the pinch directly. The cost of everyday items rose. Tea, a beloved drink, became more expensive. Paper needed for letters and newspapers was taxed. These were not abstract political issues. They affected how people lived each day. Resentment began to build steadily. A quiet anger simmered beneath the surface. In kitchens and parlors, people started to question. They wondered about their rights. News and ideas spread through printed words. Pamphlets were published and passed around. Some were written by bold new voices. Men like Samuel Adams and Thomas Paine. They wrote of liberty and self-governance. Their arguments were read and fiercely debated. People began to think differently about their relationship with Great Britain. A mental shift was taking place, slowly but with growing conviction. Boycotts of British goods became a common protest. Colonists chose not to buy imported items. They made sacrifices in their daily lives. Instead, they supported local producers. Women played a crucial role in this movement. They organized spinning bees to make homespun cloth. This reduced reliance on British textiles. It was a quiet domestic form of resistance, but it sent a powerful economic message, a message that hit British merchants hard. Small acts of defiance became more frequent. A customs official might be subtly hindered. A soldier might be met with stony silence or an openly sarcastic remark. These were not yet organized rebellions. They were spontaneous expressions of frustration, but they showed a growing spirit of resistance, a refusal to simply accept unfair treatment. The seeds of independence were being sown, in countless small personal ways. Each new tax, each unwelcome regulation, it added another layer to the colonists' burden. The frustration was like a slow-burning fuse. It was not one single event, but a long series of grievances. Daily life became a constant reminder of decisions made an ocean away, decisions that affected them deeply. without their consent or say. They felt unheard, disrespected, and controlled. These everyday actions and conversations truly mattered. The choices made in markets and shops, the discussions held in homes and taverns. They helped to forge a shared American identity. A sense of common purpose emerged. The American Revolution was not simply a series of battles. It was born in the daily lives of ordinary people. People who gradually realized they deserved better.